Welcome, ladies and gents. Welcome to the Watchers in the Basement bonus coverage.
Oh, yeah.
Frank Cooper.
Jorge Luna.
So, we're doing some bonus coverage today. We're going to talk about my segment, Let's Be Frank. There are a couple things that this past episode that really caught my attention with Danny.
Let us know, Frank. What happened?
Let it know.
What happened?
Let them be God. So, what we're going to talk about today is Danny, and I think her character development or lack thereof regarding her maturity in season 8. As you look at the first 5 or 6 seasons, she has this meteoric rise, right? Like season 1, she finds that she's a dragon, fire can't be touched, too hot.
Yeah.
Then season 2, you had, you had her, the dragon's hatch. In season 1, going to season 2, she gets like, she goes to Karth, she conquers Karth, steals the gold from Karth, buys ships, goes to Marine, and the wise masters the young Kai and all these places, and then the dragon.
She's on a winning streak.
Yeah, she's killing it, bro. Like she has Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, the whole crew. You know what I'm saying? Like this meteoric rise to the top. You know what I'm saying? And like throughout this journey that she has right now, she's faced little bumps in the road as far as like challenges, like people like seeing a woman trying to lead a nation or free slaves and all that, and like they're really just. They don't respect her because she's a woman, right?
Yeah.
And she's faced this road of these obstacles, and she's conquered every single obstacle thus far.
Yeah.
But one thing I've noticed with her character of the last 5 or 6 years, with everything that she's conquered, she hasn't really faced a woman who mirrors her. As far as like somebody who respects, who
and is in the same like power.
Yeah, same power structure. Cersei is way across the water in Westeros,
and they don't have to deal with each other yet, or she hasn't had to.
Exactly. Like every single woman that's been like within her aura has been Mrs. Sande, who's somebody who worships her.
Yeah, baby.
All the slave children and slave women, they worship her.
Yeah.
She hasn't had really anybody
to challenge her,
right? Or command respect at that same level.
Yeah.
Not till this season, right? Or in the last season when she met Cersei.
Yeah.
But even with that was brief.
Yeah.
Right?
It's different when it comes to Sansa, I'm guessing, because now she's realizing that and she's noticing like, damn, like it's different.
Yeah, it's totally different. And like Sansa is somebody who kind of like Danny, they mirror each other. The growth. Sansa's all about I want to marry a prince and be a queen one day and have all these lovely things, wear lovely garbs and be the queen, right? Like, but she never understood like the political aspects of the Seven Kingdoms of Westeros, all of the things that come along with that kind of power.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, she's went through a lot of drama as well. The drama with Ramsay being assaulted and being beaten by Joffrey, and all of these things. Yeah, been through hell, right? So now you have these two pillars of strength, Dany and Sansa, right? And like in episode 1, season 8, you kind of see that come to a head.
Yeah,
like they meet for the first time. Yeah, and like Sansa is like she sees her and like gives her the West Coast meme mug. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean. Yeah. Winterfell is yours, but I don't respect you. Yeah. Without saying that, right?
Yeah.
And I think Dany, she struggles. She's befuddled with another woman of strength. Seeing another woman who has the same type of respect that's commanded from her peers.
She's surprised.
She's surprised by that.
It's not something she's used to. She's just like what do I do?
Yeah, but she's not adjusting to that either. Yes, being a queen is all about autonomy, right? Being somebody leadership is all about having autonomy, but at the same time, it's also listening to your peers and listening to the people. Yeah. And like instead of trying to fight with the North and trying to command the North and trying to have them heel to you, get to know them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Starting with their leader, starting with Sansa. And I feel like she's coming about this all the wrong way. In episode 2, she approaches Jon. She tells Jon,
so you don't consider Jon the leader anymore?
No, I still do, but I'm talking about from a female perspective.
Okay.
Because she hasn't really came across other female leadership. Like even with Yara from Yara Greyjoy. Yara Greyjoy made a deal with her and was like, you know what? I will fight for you. I will represent you, and I will take back the Iron Islands in your name. Yeah. She didn't. Yara didn't come at her from a position of leadership and saying that, hey, I want to work with you, not work for you.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but so you're saying like when she's saying she's gonna take back the islands under her name, so she's taking it back for Daenerys.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna be independent.
No.
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 So it's still gonna be.
Well, as of right now, I think in season 6 they talk about running things independently, but at the same time, the all gonna answer to Daenerys. Because in season 6, even with Jon, like Jon's like, I'm king of the North with separate nation, and she's like, well, you know, your people made a pledge to us in perpetuity, meaning forever. Yeah. So she still has the mindset like, it's my birthright. Mm-hmm. You are my people. Y'all heal to me. Yeah. And Sansa's like, look, sis,
we've been through so much. Like, we're like, nah, we
just broke away.
Vote, like, that's it. We're done.
Yeah. Well, we just broke away yesterday. We're not trying to get back into anybody's rule. And I think with Dany, she's struggling. This whole privilege. This whole coming from privilege and like, this is my birthright, y'all respect me. You don't come to somebody's front door who doesn't know you and say, okay,
in someone's neighborhood, be like, hey, I'm in control now.
And that's the problem I think Dany is having. Like, she's all about people following her, but she's not listening to people that she doesn't know. Yeah. And I feel like has she come to Sansa and like actually gave an ear to listen to what she had to say.
What she did in the second episode?
Exactly. Yeah. And even when Sansa said, you know, after this is all over, if we win, what happens to the North? She asked like twice, and she didn't say anything.
Yeah, she lifted up her hand real quick. She's like, about that. All right, I'm out.
Exactly, and that's the problem I'm having with Dany. Like, she's not listening to the people, to the common folk, and to the, and not just the common folk, but the leaders of the common folk, or the leaders of the North, or whoever, and to go back to Jon, what Jon's been saying, this is bigger than the kings and queens and titles. This is about survival. Yeah. And in season 7, when she's pleading to Dany about, look, man, like I ain't got time for this kneeling stuff. Like we gotta go up north and take care of this. And she's like, okay, I'll help you as long as you bend the knee. Yeah. And that to me, that shows the lack of development and understanding of what's going on. Mm-hmm. The season finale of season 7. She saw not season finale, season 6. I mean, episode 6 of season 7. She saw like the whites and the White Walkers.
Yeah, still didn't change her mind.
Still didn't change her mind.
No, and nothing's gonna.
And like I don't. And my thing is, when does reality hit, like to the point where she looks in the mirror and says, you know what, I gotta leave this king and queen stuff alone and think about keeping everybody alive.
Yeah, I think it's just such a huge part of her character that she's never gonna let that go, dude. Unless like either something happens, like Jon like ends up dying again, or I don't know, maybe that'll change her mind. Like, oh man, he died again. So here's my question for you. So do you think if Daenerys would never have forced Jon, not forced Jon, but told Jon that I want to kneel if you come up north, had she came to the North as a complete ally, not worrying about conquering the North or bringing the North back in the fold, do you think Sansa would have came at her a little bit differently? Yeah, it would have been a lot nicer to. I think they would have got along like as allies. Like, she's like, okay, we're trying to help each other. Like, we got stuff to figure out in the North. Like, the White Walkers are coming. Like, we'll figure all that stuff out later. But you're here as an ally.
I agree.
So that should have been the smart way to do it, but it's not what happened.
I think that's the common denominator, like the lack of attention to detail, the lack of awareness that she's showing these last couple of seasons have made me very unsure about her leadership. Yeah. And the constant chastising of Tyrion in public, and like you can't, like there's certain things leaders shouldn't do. Yeah. Because people are looking, you know. So, but yeah, that's pretty much my take on Daenerys and her lack of awareness as a leader. I think everything's gonna come to a head. I think Sansa and Jon, I think that there could be some cracks there in leadership in the North, and I think the North is not gonna be too open to Dany trying to take over. But that's all I gotta say today. Thank you so much for your time. Check us out next week as well. Next Monday night we'll air, and Tuesday morning we'll air on HGTV. Thank you so much.
Later.